content creator and you're getting followers, you hit ceilings, right? So you're getting like, I got to like 15, I got stuck, right? And I got to like 20, I got stuck. And I got to like 30, I got stuck. But what happens is you've gained all the followers you can from the level of content you're pushing out at that moment, right? Yeah. So you have to evolve because people are getting tired of seeing the same thing. And yeah, you might be making a For You page, but all those people, you're getting the views because people are seeing it, but they've seen you do this already. Yeah. Even though they might not have added you. So now it's time to elevate and evolve or add another kind. And then every time I would hit a ceiling, I would just add. You know what I mean? Like, let me find another concept. Let me play with some concepts. Let me, like, and then keep the ones that are working, of course, but like even revamp those and make them a little bit better. You know what I mean? Somehow, some way. And then you got to, like, not only just that, like when I got to a certain amount, you get to a certain amount of followers. At first, I wasn't talking to schools. Or at first, like, first thing I started doing, I hit 10K, I wasn't doing ambassador deals and promos. I started doing those. You know what I'm saying? And then it got me to the next step. And then I got stuck again. I think the next thing I hadn't spoken at schools. Started speaking to schools. It got me to the next hump. Then I got to a hump and I was like, make a clothing brand. You know what I'm saying? And then I just keep elevating from there. And then I made a Shopify. And then you know what I'm saying? Now I've done this. I started going to these shows with my vendor booth. Now I'm doing this on top of this. And you know what I'm saying? And it's just always about evolving and growing. You're always going to hit ceilings though. It's about trying to figure because you're going to come to that point where you're like, fuck, I think this is as far as I'm going to go. Because it feels like that. You get to the ceiling and that's what it feels like. And I'll talk to other content creators. They say the same thing. And it's like, just try to push through it, figure it out. Yeah. And that's the hardest part about it. But shit, as long as if you want to do it, you'll figure it out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
It gets frustrating though.
No, I feel
like
that.
Writer's block or something.
Yeah, 100%. For sure. So you talk about, the online following and then you talk about how you made a clothing brand. Like, how did that like switch flip in a sense and you make that transition from that online presence into like profiting off of that online presence? You know what I'm saying? Outside of just the bookings, you know what I mean?
Right. So I had to hit that ceiling, right, that I was talking about. So I was around like 30,000 followers. And I mean, I'm at 50. I'm at 49 point something right now. I'm about to hit 50. But I was at like 30,000 followers at the time. And I was getting booked for all these shows, and it was cool. I had already went through the phase of where I did my free shows, right, where I didn't get paid for anything. But I was just an up and coming name, Mm-hmm. So I did them for the exposure, and then I had got to the point to where I was doing them where they were flying me out and they're paying me a little bit of chunk of change, and in the room and stuff like that. But then you start to realize I just took a whole weekend off of cutting hair to come out here and shake hands and kiss babies, which is very cool. But after about the 10th time, you've been to every state that has a barber show. So you can only do this so many more times before it's not doing anything. Yeah. And me and my girl had sat down. We're like, we have to figure out a way to make this worth it because it's a platform. Like, you have a platform.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Everybody loves you with these things. You're one of the biggest things in there when you're in those rooms, and it's clear as day. We don't have anything. And that's when we dropped the clothing line, and it just so happened, or we'll started talking about dropping the clothing line, right? And it just so happened that the Clipper brand that I had signed to maybe a few months before that had been beefing with, like it's an industry beef with another company. They have Clippers now. At the time, they didn't have Clippers. They just have products. But it's like the biggest brand, the most successful brand. The dude's became a millionaire off the brand. And he started off on YouTube just as a tutorial barber. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just so happened we were beefing with them. And I saw it as the biggest opportunity of a lifetime to get my name. My name was already growing, but I was like, I can get farther now if I hop into this beef. Everybody's like, why did you get into the beef? I'm like, why wouldn't I? I would be dumb not to.
Yeah.
And I'm the funny trolley barber, so this is perfect for me because that's what they were doing. We're trolling each other. I'm like a creative character when it comes to this shit, bro. I'm finna go crazy. And I woke up, my girl showed me what was going on. I immediately knew exactly what I was gonna do. I took their logo, put it on a white background, crossed it out with like spray paint looking thing, put their names, but like trolley names, not their real names, cross them out, put on Tupac, hit him up, took my fucking shirt off, and sang the fucking song and put how TPOB feels about the other brand, right? And that shit goes fucking up. The dude, the CEO, the guy that owns the company, repost the video. And as soon as I got the message, the notification that he reposted it, got him. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
This shit ain't personal. It's all business with me. But if you can't see that, you're an idiot. But it just like when Tupac and Biggie beef, it sold records. He sold a lot of products, and I sold just off my promo code alone that I was making. That's all the money I made was just from my promo code off those clippers. I made a lot of money off that. Just that I know the brand, the CEO of my brand made tons of money off that beef. And then I dropped my first drop of clothes, which was Fuck Your Favorite Barber. Cause like I told you, this guy was one of the biggest YouTube barbers. Him and 360 Jeezy, shout out 360 Jeezy, that's my dog. They're the two top dogs, and they've been for a long time.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of people's favorite barber. So that's why I dropped that, and it sold out. I sold 100 shirts in like 2 days.
Yeah, it's pretty hard, bro.
And that's how we got the Blurprint. And I'm on maybe like my 10th drop. I have like 6 different types, not just clothes. I have other stuff. You know what I mean? I have hats, capes, all types of shit on there. You know what I mean? Check out my Shopify, blurprint.shop. It's not hard.
Come on.
But yeah. That's how I did start.
That's dope,
shit.
bro. That's hella dope.
Appreciate you, bro. It's been a dope ass journey. Shout out to my girl too, because she helps a lot. Like I've been telling y'all, you really need a team behind you. And sometimes your girl just the hardest player on your team. Sometimes she even go harder than your boys. But whether it's your girl or you have your best friend, it's just gonna go hard for you. You need somebody, and sometimes one person or 2 people is better than a whole group of people that aren't gonna put in as much.
No,
you can find 2 solid people who are gonna put it in the world versus 15 people that's barely gonna put it in.